What's good, everybody? Welcome back to the first video I've done in a fair while for Zenith Health, and this is going to be a bit of a kickstarter to get the YouTube channel back up and running. Better camera, better microphone, and hopefully it's going to just make this whole viewing experience for you lovely people a bit easier. Now, a backstory for me as to why I did this channel and why I'm here right now is I got into health and fitness through my own personal challenges as a kid. Coming up through school, I had quite severe body dysmorphia. I used to compare myself a lot to other people, really didn't like the way I looked. Carried a bit of excess weight as a kid as well, so I was skinny but also chubby at the same time in certain areas. You know, terrible posture, really lacking self-confidence. And, you know, from that is what kind of led me to get an eating disorder without me realising. I didn't realise what it was called at the time. It was called orthorexia nervosa, which is like an obsession for clean eating. So I went from like one end of the spectrum right to the other end. And it was kind of miserable because I felt such sheer pressure on what I was eating, having to be clean and healthy. Back then, because obviously I tend to label foods as good or bad, and now with hindsight I know how different that terminology and that language should be. And then through that, what happened was, to change the way I looked, I got into the gym. Now, I played sports for all my childhood. I was always a sport fan, so I never get into exercise as a chore. I always enjoyed it. I excelled in physical tasks more so than I did in theoretical tasks, you could say. And I got into football from like the age of, I don't know, probably 5 years old when I was a kid. Played it all up to my teenagers, not to a great standard, but I enjoyed it when I was a kid. Then I fell out of love with it completely at school, just stopped it, hated football. Went more into my boxing and mixed martial arts, and I've loved them ever since. Now that I'm 33, those are my sports. I think they're phenomenal. But then going back to just when I stopped football, I was then old enough to legally join the gym, because I was training in a gym with my dad. He knew that I had an interest for it, doing like boxing circuits and going to classes with my mum. Then was old enough to join the gym on my own, and it was just great. I loved it. I joined for the wrong reasons. Admittedly, I joined to change the way I look, an aesthetic-based reason, being a teenage kid and thinking that that's what you need to be. You know, girls are going to get more interested in you from being in the gym and getting more muscular. Standing at like 5'8", weighing at the time probably under 60 kilos, I was never going to be a world-class bodybuilder. I didn't have the genetics for it. I don't have good genetics for like my size, my structure. So the idea of the aesthetic goal quickly faded. But I realised that I actually buzzed off training. I absolutely loved it. I went in the gym, and the performance-based goals are what really like hit home with me. I loved it. I absolutely love it. I've got such a passion for talking about it, like training in general, anything health and fitness, lifestyle related. I'm there for it. I love it. It's my absolute passion, and that's why I'm here on this channel. That's why I became a coach eventually, which I'll get to. So that performance-based goal really was a big milestone for me, and seeing what the body could do and realising, you know, feeling good outweighed far more than looking good. And that's my whole methodology now with training. I don't train to look good, I train to feel good, and looking good is like the bonus, let's call it the icing on the cake. Feeling good is the cake itself, like the main meat of like what I want to focus on and what I enjoy. So I've gone through numerous like training disciplines, from weightlifting, calisthenics. I've met some amazing people from all across the world on, you know, through the gyms I've trained in, through the people that I've competed with, friends I've made. The best people on this planet have been people that I've met through like sport. So that's why, again, it's such a huge passion for me, because it's a universal language. I find training that we all speak, it's all there for self-development. Like, you are your own best investment you can make into, and your health, a healthy body and a healthy mind are what carry you through life. Not the fancy things that, you know, not the fancy cars, not the fancy watches, not the designer clothes, because those things can be bought and they are replaced. They go out of season, a new model replaces it. They are bought, they are copies. Your body and your mind are like the one true thing that is completely unique and bespoke to you. And I've learned to appreciate that massively. So much so that it led me to become a coach. You know, I went and did my PT qualifications, did my high level qualifications. I studied in the functional integrative health scene with the Institute of Health for the past 3 years, diving into neurology now, and I love it. It's such a deep let's say water to step into compared to the PT qualification, but I love it. I think anything that's health optimization to me is like proper true passion. So that's what led me to today, and hopefully kickstarting back up this channel with a bit of insight as to why I'm doing what I do and why I'm here is the reason for this video. So, and yeah, it's just to educate people that, you know, I was once a kid, a teenager, without social media. It was just coming in when I was growing up. didn't have the peer pressure of looking at social media and these beauty standards that are getting set now. And like, I think kids at school now are in such a worse position. As much as smartphones and technology is great, people are now getting unrealistic expectations. There's the teenagers I've seen videos of do like, this is my steroid cycle. They've not even reached their own genetic potential yet. And now they're jumping on like testosterone, they're jumping on gear, they're jumping on SARMs, and it's worrying because they're all chasing it for the aesthetic reason. They all want to look a certain way to meet standards. Kind of ironically, like the massive like being a size 0 phase of like women models and walking on catwalks. Now for men, it's becoming the superhero physique, which is unrealistic to kids at school. And we're setting standards which are quite unhealthy and unsafe. And that's why I'm a big advocate on trying to educate and give people insight of use your training as a tool to just build your body, to like sharpen your body, sharpen your mind, improve your outlook and your overall health, so that you're able to use that vehicle and go out and do in life what you can enjoy. Like your healthy body and healthy mindset are vehicles that set you up to keep your independence as you age, to be able to go and experience things in life, to be strong enough and independent as we age. Setting those foundations early is what's going to keep the house, or the castle we call it, strong, instead of trying to put too much pressure in and go about it the wrong way. So that's what this channel is going to be trying to focus on with the topics I'm going to be diving into, like men's health, whether it's gut health, training insight, inspiration, my own journey, some of my own highlights, some of my own challenges. I'm going to be sharing as much as I possibly can. And if you enjoy what you see and you want to come along for the journey, please do like, follow and subscribe. You'd be greatly appreciated. And any questions you've got for me regarding my own journey or things that are on your own, you can drop them in the comments below and I'll get to them hopefully after I've taken a stupid amount of time out of my life trying to edit this video and make it appealing for YouTube. So yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed the first install. This is going to be rebooting the series, and I'll catch you on the next one. Awesome, bosh, stay safe, see you on the next one.